Hello everyone, welcome to AKS Knowledge System and a warm welcome to AKS IAS Academy. And it is one of the premier institutions in India and it offers examination coaching for UPSC CSE, State Public Service Commission, SSC Combined Graduate Level and CLAT examination. About me, I am Sandeep Bhushan Tumala. And my credentials are I have 10 years of teaching experience for civil services. I take up international relations and internal security and the analysis of the Hindu newspaper. And this session will certainly help you because I would be emphasizing on the keywords and the key phrases from the newspaper, wherein we will identify the factual, analytical and conceptual question from the preliminary examination point of view. And while you imbibe the keywords and the key phrases in your answer writing, your answers for the mains examinations would be precise and concise. Thereby you would score higher marks in the mains examinations. So this session will certainly help you to score higher marks for the mains 2020, as well as it will help you to crack prelims and mains 2021. And this session is in regards to the DNA of the Hindu newspaper, that is today of 23rd December 2020. And before we get into the DNA of the Hindu newspaper, we would now look at the quote of the day. And the quote of the day says that hope is the only thing stronger than fear. So whenever you're going ahead with a short-term or long-term goal, make sure that you do not have or do not fear about your hurdles, but let the hope be the stronger factor than the fear which is actually in you. So remove the fear and then fill in the hope so that you will lead to the short-term and long-term goals and you will attain success. And now we will focus at the DNA of the Hindu newspaper and the news which is now, wherein the health ministry has made it very clear that the mandatory of RT-PCR test is compulsory and it is at all the airports in India, wherein the foreign travelers, especially from UK, United Kingdoms, are flying to India, will be certainly tested for the COVID-19 through the RT-PCR test. And the government of India has issued a stringent SOPs, that is the standard operating procedures, so that the RT-PCR test would be mandatory, and once they are tested positive, they would be, the individuals would be put in isolation at a separate institutional facility, and they would be looked at whether the new coronavirus strain is part of their being tested through the RT-PCR test. And the Niti Aayog member V.K. Paul has advised a caution in regards to the new strain which was found in UK and which has undergone 17 changes, and he said that the new strain is increasing its transmissibility. So this transmissibility is of 70%, but the Niti Aayog member V.K. Paul has made it very clear that the mutation of the new virus or the mutation of the SARS-CoV-2 had so far not affected any severity, and the case fatality of the disease is also not affected. But the transmissibility of the new strain which was identified in UK is by 70%. And the mutation is not still been detected in India, and it will not have any impact on the possible potential of the vaccine which is being developed in India indigenously or the international vaccine which have been emerged to counter effectively the SARS-CoV-2 virus. That entire program will not be affected. This is by the Niti Aayog member V.K. Paul. And the positive samples which were tested, the Indians who have flown from UK or through the UK, they were tested and the positive samples were sent to the National Center for Disease Control so that they would detect the new strain which is emerged in United Kingdoms. And the ministry has come up with the guidelines in regards to the separate isolation units, and it says that the guideline mandates is for the genome sequencing if a positive patient or the patient is tested positive, and this they are trying to make sure that the presence of new variant of SARS-CoV-2, then the patients will remain in a separate isolation unit, and they would be as per the existing protocols and given necessary treatment so that the virus will not be affected or it will not spread across the country, because as such India is troubled by the SARS-CoV-2 virus, and we had to again have an extra caution so that the new strain of virus which is in UK, found in UK, will not be spread in India. So therefore a separate isolation unit has been set up, and the necessary treatment would be given as per the existing protocols. And the international travelers who have also arrived in India from the UK also will be tested, who have arrived in India from November 25th to December 8th. That means prior to 14 days or else 2 weeks before, also the international travelers who have arrived from UK will also be tested, and they would be contacted. First they would be contacted by the district surveillance officers, and they would be advised for the self-monitor of their health so that the spread of the new strain virus will not be spread, and the possibility of breaking the new strain of virus would be effectively handled in India. That is why the ministry has come up with the stringent measures and guidelines to make sure that the separate isolation unit is put in place, and the standard operating procedures are to be handled properly. That is by mandatory RT-PCR test for all the passengers who are flying to India from the United Kingdoms. And the another news which talks about is Yamuna monitoring panel. So the monitoring panel for the river Yamuna has raised several issues in regards to the Yamuna river or river Yamuna pollution, and the Yamuna monitoring committee has come up with its report, that is the 5th report, and it has submitted the report to the National Green Tribunal, that is NGT. And in turn, the Yamuna Monitoring Committee has raised multiple issues why the Yamuna river is still polluted, and it has given various issues or various reasons why the river is still populated. And it also says that not only the river Yamuna is populated, but various agencies have missed the deadlines in regards to cleaning the river Yamuna, and there are various internal problems of the organization. That is why multiple issues are still pending, and the river is still polluted, and the deadlines of cleaning the river is not yet met. And this is what has been stated by the Yamuna Monitoring Committee in its 5th report submitted to the National Green Tribunal. And the committee makes it very clear in its report that the multiple issues or missing the deadlines in regards to the cleaning of the river is lack of progress, and this lack of progress can be attributed, or it is because of the leaves which have been sporadically been taken by the officials, and the financial and administrative approvals which have been delayed, and that is one of the reason. And the other reason is loss of momentum in regards to the cleaning of the river because of the COVID-19 pandemic situation. So the lack of progress is also mentioned, and the reasons for the lack of progress has also been mentioned by the Yamuna Monitoring Committee in its 5th report submitted to the National Green Tribunal. And the YMC, that is Yamuna Monitoring Committee, says that, or it has noted that the works of cleaning the river is nowhere near the achievement of the milestones and timelines laid by NGT. So NGT has certainly laid the milestones and timelines for the Yamuna Monitoring Committee so that it should go ahead with cleaning the river, but still it is polluted. That is what YMC has noted, and the committee is headed by the Delhi Chief Secretary and a retired NGT expert member, and that means Yamuna Monitoring Committee was formed by the NGT in July 2018. So this is again crucial for the prelims examination about the Yamuna Monitoring Panel. There could be a question for the prelims UPSC perspective. So fifth report submitted by YMC to NGT and then raised multiple issues and the reasons for the lack of progress, and it noted that the YMC has not met any kind of achievements of the milestones and the timelines which were laid down by NGT, and it is headed by the Delhi Chief Secretary and a retired NGT expert member formed by the NGT in the year July 2018. So this is in regards to the environment, ecology or environment, and in regards to the cleaning of the rivers and the current affairs. And Mr. Modi has made a very strong pitch saying that in Aligarh Muslim University, in the centenary celebrations of Aligarh Muslim University, as a chief guest, Narendra Modi, Prime Minister of India, has made a strong pitch saying that politics can wait, but not development. So he is focusing on the development, the keywords, and politics. So certainly he made a statement saying that during the independence movement, so independence was a common ground, and when it was a common ground during the independence period, there were various differences, but all the differences have been given up, as it was during the independence movement. Only independence or independent India was a common ground, and as all of them have given up their differences what they had within themselves, now Prime Minister Modi is pitching that we should now also work together for a new India, as everyone have worked together, giving up their differences as a common ground for the independent India during the independence movement. And right now the same kind of scenario has to come into existence, that is we should all work together for a new India. Here the keyword is new India, and he has described while at the centenary celebrations that Aligarh Muslim University is a mini India, and he made it very clear that there is Arabic which is taught in the campus of Aligarh Muslim University, and there is also simultaneously existing a century-old Sanskrit department. So therefore, it is termed, or Mr. Modi has termed AMU as a mini India, and he made very clear that AMU has played an important role in strengthening ties with different countries. And how does this strengthening of ties with different countries, AMU has played an important role because of the research which were conducted by the research scholar in various languages, that is Urdu, Arabic and Persian, and this research conducted in various languages, that is Urdu, Arabic and Persian, has given a new energy to India's relationship with the Islamic world. So therefore, AMU is certainly playing an important role in strengthening ties with especially the Islamic world. And Mr. Modi has also said that in every society there are ideological differences, but when it comes to a national goal or for new India, there is a necessity that everyone has to keep aside the differences and they should move forward only for the national goal. And he made it very clear that politics was an important part of society, but certainly society is much bigger than politics and power. So there could be a possibility in the mains examination that the statement from here, that is, politics is an important part of society, but society is much bigger than politics and power. Discuss. So this could be also as a mains examination prospective question for 2020. And our Prime Minister has also made it very clear that the progress of society, or for the progress of society, what is very important is there has to be a space above politics. So a space above politics is certainly necessary and the need of the hour for the progress of society. And he has emphasized that it is important now to keep on exploring that space above politics, and especially the campuses such as AMU can play a vital role in exploring the space above politics, so that that space above politics is required for the progress of this society. And society is much bigger than politics and power. And Mr. Modi is the first Prime Minister after Lal Bahadur Shastri. That means the first Prime Minister of India to address the Aligarh Muslim University was Lal Bahadur Shastri, and then followed by, or the second Prime Minister is Narendra Modi. And Prime Minister has also released a special stamp on the centenary celebration of Aligarh Muslim University. So this is in regards to the prelims as well as mains examinations for the UPSC, because we have this society which is playing a vital role here. So social issues and society in India, you can take this as part of your question. And again, another keyword is progress of society. Progress of society. And he's talking about AMU as a mini India. And then university playing an important role in strengthening ties with various countries. So here, instead of AMU, there could be a possibility that Indian universities had played an important role in strengthening ties with different countries. Discuss. So there are possibilities of two mains questions here. This can be part of your general essay in regards to education. So there is a topic on education. So based on that, Indian universities have played an important role in strengthening ties with different countries. Discuss mains point of view 2020. So we are focused from prelims as well as mains examinations, which we have analyzed it thoroughly from macro and micro level. And there is another survey. There is a survey which has been conducted, especially in regards to the survey which has been conducted, and it is conducted by Goan Connection. It is a rural media platform, and this survey, name of this survey which is conducted by the Goan Connection, the rural media platform, is called as COVID-19 vaccine and rural India. So this is the keyword which the survey in regards to the COVID-19 and rural India, this survey has been conducted. And in the survey, the respondents have said that, or less than half of the 44% of the respondents in the rural households, they were willing to pay for vaccination, that is COVID-19, but 36% straight away or outright they said that they would not pay for it. So here the survey is, or the title of the survey is COVID-19 vaccine and rural India, wherein whether they are able to pay or not in a position to pay for the vaccination of COVID-19 is the actual survey. And this survey, in this survey, the researchers have conducted the face-to-face interviews, and they have gone ahead with trying to identify the perception of rural Indians around or in regards to the COVID-19 vaccine. So in this regards, 44% of respondents were willing to pay, and 36% outright they would not pay for it. And the respondents were asked that who would get vaccinated first in the family. So when they were asked this question, the respondents, when they were asked the question that who would get vaccinated first in their family, 33% of the respondents said that their old parents should get vaccinated first in their family. And they were also asked, that means the respondents were also asked that if the government had to prioritize vaccination, so who should be given the top priority to administer the vaccination? In regards to that question, 43.5% of the respondents have said that the top priority for the prioritizing the vaccination should be to the doctors and to the nurses. And this survey has also found that of the respondents were spending more money in regards to the immunity boosting products such as Chyawanprash, Gilav, Khat, vitamin tablets. So certainly this survey is trying to emphasize or decipher on the spending of the rural Indians and their food habits. Spending of the rural India and the food habits of the rural India have also changed. Almost 70% of the respondents have stopped eating outside food, and 33% of the respondents have started eating more vegetables, and 30% were eating more fruits. So that means the COVID-19 pandemic is a blessing in disguise, that the COVID-19 has changed the food habits of the rural India and also urban India, and their spending capacity or prioritizing the spending more money on what items is also changed. So this information or the survey being conducted and the kind of information deciphered by this survey, that is COVID-19 vaccine and rural India, can certainly be used as a short notes for the mains examination in regards to the after effects of COVID-19 on the spending of the rural Indians and the food habits, spending and the food habits of rural India. So certainly this will be an useful information for the mains examination. And there is another data, that is the health data. Now health data or the latest health data shows that India does not need a two-child policy. Here the keyword is two-child policy, and this data is as per the international non-profit organization called as PCI, that is Population Council of India. So another keyword here is Population Council of India. So the Population Council of India has come up with the data that is through the NFHS 5, that is National Family Health Survey 5. As per the latest data of NFHS, it provides an evidence or the data that there is uptake or more of use of modern contraceptives in rural and urban areas, especially the data which shows from 17 states and 5 union territories. So as per NFHS 5, the data shows that there is more or increase of use of modern contraceptives in rural and urban India, that is for family planning. And the analysis of the data or the latest data by the National Family Health Survey 5 conducted by the PCI, that is Population Council of India, shows that the total fertility rate has decreased across 14 of 70 states to 2.1 children per woman or less than that. So what is the total fertility rate? That is number of children born per woman. So per woman the number of children born is 2.1 or it is less than that, and this is as per the new or the latest data from the National Family Health Survey 5 conducted by PCI, that is Population Council of India. So you can take the data as the short notes in regards to the total fertility rate of the National Family Health Survey 5, and also the PCI report, that is as per the National Family Health Survey 5. If we look at comparing it with the National Family Health Survey 3 and Family Health Survey 4, which was conducted in 2005 and 2016, that means respectively Survey 3, Family Health Survey 3 was conducted in the year 2005 and the National Family Health Survey 4 was conducted in the year 2016, and National Family Health Survey 5 is conducted in 2020. And this survey, which shows that, or the data from this survey shows that there is a decline in use of modern methods of contraceptive during 2005 and 2016, that is using of oral pills or condoms or intrauterine devices in 22 states and union territories. Out of it, 12 states, there was decline in the use of modern methods. But if we compare it with the National Family Health Survey 5 in the year 2020, comparing it with 2015 and 2016, there was certainly an increase in the use of modern methods of contraceptives. So what is that we are differing by increase in the use of modern methods of contraceptive? That means the fertility rate, total fertility rate has decreased to 2.1 children per woman or less. That means the experts now says that as per this report, there is improvement in the demands being met. So what is the demand? That to reduce the population or to control the population, because there is an explosion of population which is happening in India, and we Indians, that is India is the second largest populated country in the world after China. So to restrict the population explosion, so there were demands, and that demands are being met, and that is an improvement which is set by experts in India. And definitely there is a decline in the average number of children born by a woman. That means it very clearly states that the population is under control, and this proves that the country's population is controlled and stabilizing, and the fears over the population explosion, and because of the fears of the population explosion in India, there was a call, clarion call for a two-child policy. There was a clarion call for the two-child policy, but now there is nothing to fear because the country's population is stabilizing, and this is the observation by the experts as per the National Family Health Survey 5 conducted by Population Council of India. And in the year 2019, in the Independence Day speech, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has appealed to the country that the population control was also a form of patriotism. So definitely the two-child policy, which was a clarion call for the population explosion, which was actually being into the mode, but now the country's population is stabilizing because of the usage or increase in usage of modern methods of contraception. So this is the keyword, that is the NFHS 5 two-child policy, total fertility rate, and then PCI, that is Population Council of India, NFHS 3, NFHS 5, 2005 and 2016 respectively, and usage or increase in the modern methods of contraceptive in NFHS 5, and the country's population is stabilizing, and about two-child policy. And our Prime Minister has also said that population control was a form of patriotism. So these are all the keywords which are certainly useful for you to imbibe in the short notes for the mains examination. And Mr. Modi, that is the Prime Minister of India, has been awarded the Legion of Merit. So this is the keyword. The Legion of Merit is awarded by Donald Trump. Awarded by Donald Trump, that is the president, US president has awarded to Narendra Modi for his role in advancing the India-US relationship. Advancing India-US relationship. US President Donald Trump has awarded Narendra Modi the Legion of Merit. And this award was also presented to the former Japanese Prime Minister Shinzo Abe along with Australian Prime Minister Scott Morrison. So you have here the combination of US, India, and then Japan, and then Australia. So all this together are Quad. So certainly Quad is certainly taking into a positive note. So we can see the awards being presented by US President Donald Trump to India, Japan and Australia makes it very clear that Quad is intact and it would grow more stronger. And this award was presented by US National Security Advisor to India's US Ambassador, that is Taranjit Singh, who has accepted on Mr. Modi's behalf. On behalf of Mr. Modi, the award is being accepted. And the award is, or this Legion of Merit award is in recognition that our Prime Minister has taken up a steadfast leadership and vision for India's emergence in global war. India's emergence in global war and Prime Minister contribution for the advancement of India-United States strategic partnership and Prime Minister Modi promoting global peace and prosperity. So for what reasons Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been awarded the Legion of Merit is because of his leadership and vision for India's emergence as global power. This is a keyword. And contribution to India-United States strategic partnership and promoting peace and prosperity. So these are the three reasons for what our Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been awarded the Legion of Merit. And this Legion of Merit award was instituted in the year 1942 by the then president, that is former US President Franklin D. Roosevelt. And this is awarded to whom? This is awarded to members of the US Armed Forces and also to the members of foreign armed forces, and sometimes it is awarded to heads of the state or government. And this is where in the category now the Prime Minister of India and the former Prime Minister of Japan and the Australian Prime Minister is also been awarded, that is award of Legion of Merit. So this is crucial information for prelims UPSC perspective. Which year it is been instituted, and it is instituted by which president of US and it is awarded to whom. So these are the prelims perspective questions which we have identified here. And the award is presented to foreign recipients in 4 categories, that is to the Chief Commander, Commander, Officer and Legionnaire. And apart from our Prime Minister Narendra Modi, who has been awarded the Legion of Merit by US President, other Indians who have also won the award is the Field Marshal K.M. Kariyappa, who was awarded or who has received the Legion of Merit, that is as the Chief Commander, in the year 1949 from the then US President Harry S. Truman. So this information from this news is crucial for the prelims perspective and also from trying to understand how the Quad is strengthening between US, India, Australia and Japan to counter effectively China. So now we will recapitulate the DNA, and we have looked at, this is in regards to the new strain we have looked at, and how our health ministry has come up with the stringent guidelines that is mandatory of RT-PCR test which is mandatory. and this is information is in regards to the environment, how the Yamuna Monitoring Committee YMC has written or has made a report or submitted a report to the National Green Tribunal on the river Yamuna still being polluted. And about the AMU centenary celebrations, Mr. Modi has emphasized that politics can wait but not development. So yes, making it very clear there is a space above politics, and that space is required for the progress of this society. So here we were emphasizing on the keyword, which is society. So society, in regards to the mains perspective, you can take these keywords or imbibe these keywords and the key phrases in your short notes for Indian society. And this is in regards to the survey, which we are focused that the survey very clearly emphasizes on the spending of money, spending and the food consumption, food intake, especially in the rural India post COVID-19, how the changes have taken place. And the health data shows that India does not need a two-child policy. So this is again in regards to the population or population control, how we need to make sure that we have to, in regards to the National Family Health Survey, we are focused at 3, 4 and 5. We have seen the difference in regards to the survey of 3, 4, 5 in regards to the usage of modern contraceptive methods, so that the fertility rate or the children's born per woman in India has decreased, and there is no need to worry about the population explosion in India, and the two-child policy is not really required at this moment. The report by National Family Health Survey 5. And our Prime Minister Modi is been awarded by Legion of Merit by US President Donald Trump, and this is in regards to the prelims current affairs. You can consider this. So we have focused today's DNA from macro and micro level. So I hope this was a very informative and knowledgeable session, and I would say a very big thank you to all and a good luck to you all. And then do maintain consistency, stick to your schedule and take care of your physical health and mental health. And do not forget to like the video, share the video and subscribe the AKS IAS Academy English Medium YouTube channel, that is of Advanced Knowledge System website, and also sign in to the Telegram link of AKS IAS Academy. And certainly I'll come up with the DNA daily news analysis tomorrow. And then till then I would say goodbye and then take care of yourself. Thank you very much.